Former Speaker of the House Newt Gingrich knows Prime Minister Netanyahu. He's here to go on the record. And just briefly first, Mr. Speaker, welcome back to Fox News. You're back with us now, so welcome home.
Well, it's great to be with you.
By
the way, that was a very good interview.
All right.
Very impressive.
Well, let's take it apart. What do you think about what Prime Minister Netanyahu had to say?
Well, I mean, I agree with virtually everything he said. I probably am a little more troubled by Putin coming into Syria than he is. But overall, I thought he was almost exactly correct. The record of the United Nations is an embarrassing, I think totally hypocritical, something we should be talking about more. The threat to all of us from what's going on in the region is very, very real. And it's interesting to watch. You know, he's very disciplined. Deep down, he clearly has deep disagreements with Secretary Kerry and President Obama. But he comes back again and again saying, look, we're really on the same side. We're really close allies. And, of course, part of that is to then remind President Obama and Secretary Kerry that they have made promises to Israel that they need to keep.
You know, as I was sitting there asking questions, I thought he was a little bit like what you're saying, sort of threading the needle, wanting to repeatedly say that we're good friends with the United States, but trying, you know, to make sure to make his point that, you know, that he's deeply disappointed, very much worried about the security of his country. So I sort of got the fact that he was sort of dancing around that issue. But, you know, I certainly felt sitting in that room that he was deeply disturbed about the security of his country, the way the UN was treating them. I mean, if all the resolutions have been against Israel. One, he said it yesterday, was against Syria. And that, you know, that he's it's almost like a loner out there defending his nation.
Well, you know, if you think about it from the standpoint of being the Prime Minister of Israel, you go into this body that's supposed to care about humanity. It's supposed to care about human rights. It's supposed to be a place to protect the innocent. And you realize it is a totally rigged game. It's at least 60 or 65% stacked against Israel. Many of those countries would dislike to see Israel even survive. And yet you've got to act the part of a civilized, responsible statesman. And I think that Bibi Netanyahu does a very effective job in a very difficult situation.
You know, it is no question that there's no doubt that he and President Obama have had a chilly relationship, you know, over the past couple of years. Yesterday, when he spoke before the UN, Secretary Kerry was not there. Ambassador of the UN, Samantha Powers, was not there. Now, Secretary Kerry, as I understand, I mean, obviously we're dealing with this crisis with Russia, and he had been on a video conference with the president. It was said that Samantha Powers was as well. But you know what? I would have thought at least the ambassador, Samantha Power, could have been there, or at least, you know, put the conference call off 30 minutes one direction.
Yeah, that excuse is absolute, total baloney. The Secretary of State and the United Nations ambassador could both have rearranged their schedule. It was a signal to the world, and particularly remember, this is at a point where President Abbas has said that the Palestinians are no longer going to honor the Oslo Agreement, which was the major step towards peace between Israel and the Palestinians. So in this setting, to not have the American Secretary of State and the American ambassador there, I think has to be seen as a deliberate insult and a deliberate signal to the world.
Mr. Speaker, thank you. And like I said, welcome back, and we'll see you here often, sir.
Good to be with you.